Hi, and welcome everybody to my review, unpainted review of my GoGo High New Gundam. And basically, if you don't know, this isn't a Bandai kit. It's made by a company called GoGo. If I can just get this to focus, that's what their logo looks like. And basically, I won't talk about this too much, but if you want to have a look on the internet and do some research, then it's basically the higher division of TT Hong Li, so enough said about that, I think. However, this is a very different kit. It's not a straight Bandai sort of rip-off. It is actually the High New Evolution, sorry, I keep saying that, EVO Evolve version from the Gundam Evolve series. Now, basically, what they've done here is they've taken like a resin conversion kit, which you can get for the normal master grade, and they've just recasted everything in plastic. So what you're essentially getting here is a resin-styled conversion kit, fully made in plastic form, plastic snap fit form. So you're going to get the benefits of the looks and the details of a full resin kit, but really it's just as easy to build as most plastic kits. So with this review, I don't really have a set plan on, I don't have a methodical way of doing this, so I'm just going to kind of, just talk about it as and when I see it, just talk about things as and when I see them, point things out. I think I will do a section on the individual parts, just to show you in greater detail, because this guy's so big. I'll zoom out a little bit for you guys, that it's quite hard to catch everything in one shot really, and explain the up close details that this kit has to offer. But what I'll do in this section is just to show you guys, whilst it's spinning around, you can probably appreciate the details and the sheer sort of styling of this kit. You can tell it's very different to the normal Bandai high grade and master grade versions. And whilst I'm talking about it, I'll give you some general good and bad points and what my first impressions were, and then we'll get on to a bit more detail of the nitty-gritty parts and all that. So, okay, now first of all, I think when I got this out of the box, I was pretty amazed with how big the box is. You'll see in my unboxing video that the box is pretty much as big as an early perfect grade and some of the newer, larger master grades. However, it only really uses 2/3 of the box, so my first impressions of this kit weren't too great because of that fact. And I was thinking, oh, here we go, it's a GoGo kit. It's probably going to be a little bit poor, and the price, if I haven't mentioned this in the unboxing, you're probably, from where I got this from in Hong Kong, you're looking at maybe half the price of the actual Bandai kit. So, bringing it back to my point about my first impressions, it wasn't too great, if I was being honest. I mean, all the parts were there. There looked like a lot of, there looked to be a lot of colour separation. I knew there were going to be a lot of parts, but the box being a third larger than it needed to be, and the small price point, I wasn't too sure. And as I got building this, the main thing you're going to come across when you build this is it doesn't feel like a Bandai kit. Things don't snap together as well. Just the finish isn't perfect. Like the edges aren't always, dead smooth, and they don't always join up exactly right. The main thing is things like the pegs that go into the plastic holes. The pegs are normally always slightly too big, and whilst you can still put it together, you're really stressing the plastic as you kind of close the pieces up. And what that means is, sure, you can build it, but if you're like me and you want to paint your kits, then when you come to disassemble it, like I'm going to after this review, then it's extremely difficult to get those parts off without A, stressing the plastic, or B, even breaking those parts, and that's the last thing you want. So my advice is, whilst you're building this, and this is what I was doing as I was going along, is to just get some clippers or some side cutters, and you can either kind of trim an angle off one of the pegs of the pieces, so it's not being wedged in so much. Or what I found what I found an easy way of doing towards the end, as I was getting a bit bored of doing that, is to just get like a really small screwdriver and just spin it around a few times on the actual the hole part, so you're kind of smoothing out the edge of the reception holes, so the pegs would just slide in and out that much easier. Okay, so I guess started off on a bad point, so I'll just carry on getting those negatives out of the way, and then we'll get to the good stuff, because I am very impressed with this kit. Okay, so we talked about the actual build quality and the fit. So it's not perfect, it's not like a Bandai kit. It's a little bit more, well, it's like previous TT Hong Li kits, basically, if you've built any of those. Although I would say it is a lot better than you know, the early ones of those. So, you know, credit where it's due on this kit. It is noticeably a huge step in quality for them, although still not the perfect fit of Bandai. It's I guess the closest I can think of is this is very similar to a Kitabukiya kit, if I pronounce that right, Kitabukiya. You know, like the Armored Core kits and things like that. It's very, very similar to that. So, okay. So not only is the actual build quality, sort of the fit quality, should I say, not perfect, but I find that you're going to need a little bit more experience than your average Bandai kit kind of builder is going to need, because a lot of the parts, it's not like Bandai where you know, it's very plain and simple, where two halves go together and you got some polycaps in the middle and all that. These ones, they introduce kind of a tabbed sort of layering system to all the armor. So quite often you get, like, especially in these side skirts, there's all kinds of pieces that make that up, and a lot of the layering you'll see here in this kit, by the way. Actually, on this shield you can see there's a lot of pieces left off, like just there you can see on the tips of the shield, where I've actually left them off because they don't really tab in right, and they won't stay in, so they're going to need glue, basically, and I'm not going to do that because I'm still going to be painting this kit. So that's why there's lots of little details that have been left off. And if I just show you what I mean, it's quite interesting with this kit. Actually, you get this this X plate, which I'll show you. It's pretty large. It's that size, basically, and this plate, basically you get a lot of tiny parts, and as far as I can gather, this whole X plate, you can see there's still quite a few parts I haven't actually taken out and put onto the kit yet. But all of these are all the little thrusters and verniers and vents and, you know, all kinds of stuff, where they basically fit onto the trim of, you know, all over the kit, and you're going to need to glue those parts in. Basically, they're just going to fall out if you try and do it the suggested way of the manual, because the pegs just don't hold them in right. The pegs and tabs just aren't made to the quality that Bandai normally do. So that's another little point. So you're going to need a little bit more experience than normal, and that's about all I can think is bad with this kit, to be honest. Now, there's two kinds of people where I think you're going to really appreciate this kit. One is if you're, well, basically you feel like painting your model kits, whether that be spray paint or whatever. You know, this kit really will look good once you start going about painting it, and I think you know, by going through that process, you're going to be you know, stripping down all the parts anyway, so you know, you're going to be familiar with gluing certain parts, and well, basically the process of well, you're going to be a little bit more advanced in building your kits than most people. And secondly, I think the people who appreciate the most are going to be if you're the kind of modeler, gunpla modeler, who builds resin kits. Now you're going to love this, because basically you've got here a kit which is as cheap, if not cheaper, than a normal plastic Bandai master grade kit, you're going to get all the styling and all the details. You're going to get none of the hassle of cleaning up resin parts and pinning this and that, you know, shaving off little blocks here and there. You're going to get none of that, and you're not going to even need to be doing you know, any hardcore masking either, because all the parts are pretty much colour separated already. So if you're a resin kit builder, I think you're going to be very impressed with this. And at the end of the day, if you just look, what you get at the end is a kit that looks exactly the same as the resin counterpart. So basically, I've got nothing but good things to say about this. I don't really care about the bad fit. I can get around that quite easily, and I'm not even all that experienced, and I think you will too, to be honest. And what you get out of it, I mean, just look at it. It looks amazing. I think aesthetically and stylistically, this is probably the coolest kit I have. It just looks, you know, completely different to the normal line art and Bandai kit. It just looks so sleek, and well, you can see everything. Like, you know, I'll pick out some points for you guys. I mean, things like the propellant tanks. I mean, look how long and elongated they are. And then you got things like, they always do this on restylings, is the feet are much more pointed and angular, and especially the back of the cars where you've got those thrusters sticking out. You know, that's all good. Then you've got the elongated back skirts. They're really long, and the fin funnels, I think they're pretty standard, but the top half of the excuse me, the top half of the binders I think are different, and most notably is going to be the tail fin stabilizer. I mean, how much nicer is that compared to the normal, you know, original RX-93 design? It's just really cool the way they've got that kind of dagger look to it. So, you know, and the shield as well, it's much longer and pointed than the normal shield. So basically, if you care at all about how your Gundams look, how your gunpla look, especially after if you're going to be going through the painting process, then definitely pick this one up. For the price, I don't think you can beat it. And incidentally, you see it spinning around here, and what I haven't shown you is the actual base that it comes with. And it doesn't come with the rotating display, obviously, but there's the base, and you do get this with the kit. So I think you can do a fair bit with that as well. It does look really cool. Now, I didn't imagine I'd spend so long sort of going over what was meant to be an intro, but you know, I haven't really got a style for my reviews as of yet. But what I'm going to do in probably in the next part, I'm just going to talk about all the little details and go through some of the parts and actually pick it up and, you know, show you how it moves and all that sort of stuff. And then after that, hopefully I'll go through a painting, or a long painting process, and bring you a painted review as well. And yeah, okay, so thank you for watching. That's it for now, and I'll just skip over to the next part very soon and show you the individual parts, and I'll show you some of the moving mechanisms as well, because it is just like a Master Grade 2.0, by the way. It's got full inner frame and fully, you know, mechanized and moving parts. So if you like this video, please press like and subscribe, and I will see you very shortly. Thank you.